was just thinking like, holy shit, like, is that my mom? Like, my mom was like with me, like all up in here, like as you can see by the title of this video, I'm doing my first ever story time YouTube video. I'm going to be telling you the signs that I receive and have received from my mom, who, if you are new to my channel, you might not know, but my mom actually passed away in September 2017. I actually started experiencing signs very fast, like the day of. Now, it happened that morning very early, I think like 7 a.m. and I got a phone call from my stepdad saying, you need to come to the hospital. We drove downtown Toronto and we made it to the hospital as fast as we could, and when I got there, she had passed away. It was really crazy because we spent a couple hours in the hospital, and then in the early afternoon, we were just all exhausted and very tired, so we decided to go home. And when we had walked in the door, there was a painting that my mom had bought, and my mom was really into art, and she bought this painting on one of her vacations with my stepdad. This painting was like literally like, this was the painting and it was this way on the wall. Like, it was completely sideways, and at first we were like, okay, no one was home, so how did that happen? But we also have 2 cats, so we were like, okay, maybe one of the cats hit it. But then we were like, it's pretty high up on the wall, like it's not like they could have just like jumped up and like hit it or something. Like, we were trying to justify it, but we were like, maybe that was her already telling us that she was with us. So my mom had passed away on September 19th, 2017, which was a Tuesday. So her funeral was set to be on that upcoming Friday. On the Thursday night, we were all at my mom's house and we were just preparing for the funeral the next morning. We were spending time together, me, my brother, Alan, and my stepdad. We knew we were gonna have a very long day. It was gonna be stressful, it was gonna be sad, it was gonna be tiring. We'd be talking to a lot of people. It would just be a very overwhelming day. And we had to be up early at like 7 a.m. I think, so we just wanted to do anything to be less stressed. So we were just getting all of our stuff out. So anyways, my stepdad had pulled out his watch, which was a Citizen watch. This was actually a watch that my mom specifically bought for my stepdad. And I remember he pulled out the watch and he just started crying. He wasn't like bawling, but he was very choked up and he had tears in his eyes. And I was like, what's wrong? And he passed the watch to me, and the date was stopped on 09/19. And 09/19 was not that day. That day would have been the 20. So she had passed away on the 19th. So yeah, that was the 21st and her funeral was on the 22nd. So it was 2 days behind, and it was coincidentally stuck on the day that my mom passed away. Like, what are the chances? And the thing was that the little hands were still moving. So it's not like the battery had died or anything like that. It was really friggin' strange. The next sign that I experienced was a few weeks later. It was like the end of October. I had gone out with Alan and some of my friends. We were going to a bar or something. I was getting ready and I was taking selfies because that's what girls do. And I have this ring, so like if you've watched any of my videos, you've probably seen I wear a lot of rings. One ring in particular is very special to me, and I actually wear it on my wedding ring because this ring was actually my mom's. So I'll take it off. So if you can see, it's gold. And then it has these blue and white diamonds. Now these blue ones are tanzanite, which is my mom's favorite. So when my mom passed away, my stepdad gave it to me. I wear this ring almost every single day. But anyways, so we were going out this one night. I have the picture and I'll pull it up. I had the dog filter on and I had like my, being a girl, like you don't know what to do with your hands. Like I was like taking the picture or whatever. The freaking dog filter was on my face and it was also on the ring. And when I was taking the picture, I didn't notice, and then I snapped it and I was like, what the? I ran out of my bathroom because that's where I was taking the selfies, and I was like, holy shit, people, like look at this. I wanted to get another tattoo for my mom, so I was looking at different things online and I came across something where it was it was like a face, but it was two faces. So one was like a skull, but the skull was very beautiful. Like it was made out of roses. Like the one eye was a rose and there was roses around it. It was really gorgeous. And then the other side of the face was a butterfly. And I felt like this was something so perfect for me and for my situation. I thought that it represented my mom perfectly. So I've had my mind set on it for a really long time. I still haven't had the chance to get it. I still do want to get it. Might get it over this winter. We'll see. So me and Alan actually were going on a cruise. It was our very first cruise together. And this was 1 year after my mom had passed away. I remember the first stop, we were walking off the boat and I know that I saw a butterfly, but I didn't think anything of it. The next day, we're in a next destination. And we get off the boat, same thing, and we're walking off the boat, and I see a butterfly. And I was like, okay. And it was just one butterfly. And the third day, we got to a next place. And we're walking off, and again, we see a butterfly. And at this time, I said to Alan, I was like, are you noticing these butterflies? And he was like, yeah. The next day we're at our fourth place and we get off the boat and we're walking off, and what happens? Another freaking butterfly. And I was just emotional because I was recognizing that it was a sign. And me and Alan talked about it for a little bit, and I said, it's really crazy that I've been talking about getting a butterfly tattoo for my mom for a long time. Like I had been talking about it for a year at that point. I was like, my mom was there with us, like saying like, hey, I'm here with you in this new place. A couple years ago, I had leased a new car. It was my first car that I was buying on my own. My mom bought me my winter tires for it, and she paid the deposit. She just wanted to help me out, but I paid for the car on my own, paid for the insurance, everything like that. I have 1 year left on this lease, and a couple weeks ago, I actually got an email from Volkswagen. It's just a very generic email, just saying like, you have 1 year left on your lease, like, are you thinking about trading it in early? So me and Alan have been talking a little bit about it, not too much, not too seriously. And then last week, on my mom's 2 years, me and Alan took the day off of work and we were just gonna spend it together. We were gonna go visit my mom, bring some flowers, go out for lunch. He took my car for the day, we were driving it around, and all of a sudden, I get a flat tire. Now you might be thinking, Kayla, everybody gets flat tires, it's not that big of a deal, but just keep in mind, I'm 26 years old. Let's just say for sake, I've been driving on my own since about 18. So let's just say for about 8 years, that 8 years, I have never once got a flat tire. As soon as we got in the car, we started driving and I got a little notification on my dash saying that my tire pressure was low, and we were like, okay, that's weird. So we go to the gas station, we fill it up, we were like, okay, it was probably just needed some air. It was fine, whatever. So we drive home, and by the time we get home, it was basically flat again. So I was like, okay, there's an actual hole. And this morning I brought it up to Alan and I said, what if me getting that flat tire was a sign? Because one, it happened on my mom's anniversary. Like, again, how did it happen any other freaking day of the year? But it happened on that day, you know? And me and Alan have been talking about possibly trading in the car or giving it back early, not really necessarily trading in, but giving it back early and getting into a new car that my mom did help me buy. Like, I did get it on my own, but she did pitch, like, but I don't know if it was like a good sign or a bad sign. Like, I don't know if she's yelling at me being like, Kayla, you're not getting a new car, like, you have to wait 1 more year, or if she's like did it because she's like, yeah, get a new car, you deserve it, you've worked hard for it. So that part I still need to figure out, but I definitely think it was a sign from her just to let me know that like she's around and she knows what I've been thinking about and she knows what I've been talking about. So thanks, Mom, because now I actually took the tire to Canadian Tire and they can't fix it, so I actually need a new tire. Now I've actually experienced seeing my mom in my dreams a few times, but there's one that is like super vivid and I remember it to the T. And I remember waking up and in the middle of the night and I was crying because I wasn't sad, but again, I was crying because I was just like so overwhelmed. My mom had chemo, so she had lost all of her hair, and my mom had no hair for, I would say, at least like a year to 2 years before she had passed away. In this one particular dream, I don't even remember what I was doing. I just remember so vividly my mom, seeing my mom. And my mom had came into my dream and she had long blonde hair. So my mom was a blonde. She was naturally born bleach blonde, but she had dyed it like a dirty blonde, different colors, but she was naturally bleach blonde. I know, like, how did that happen, right? But she came into my dream and she had long hair. First of all, it was super blonde, and she was pregnant in my dream. So at that time, I googled what it means to dream of, one, a person who's passed away, and two, to dream of somebody who's pregnant. Now, I'll pull it back up because I want to read exactly what it says, but it says, pregnancy dreams symbolize an aspect of yourself or some aspect of your personal life that is growing and developing. My mom was coming in my dream. She was pregnant, but she was basically telling me that I was growing. So it was kind of like maybe I was moving on. And I feel like when a loved one passes away, especially someone who's so close to you, like a parent, that you can never fully move on. But I definitely was progressing with my life. I was getting back into work. I was getting back into the gym. I was trying to get back on track. So I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And then I was thinking about it, like, being pregnant means you're giving birth. So maybe in the sense of my mom specifically, it could have meant like she was rebirthed into a new life. And like the fact that I saw her, how her old self was with the long blonde hair and just full head of hair and everything, that it just made me feel like my mom was in a better place. She is just living her best life now. She is not sick anymore. She can just do what she loves. She can do what she wants. She's probably on a beach somewhere sipping a pina colada. Like, she is probably living her best life now, and I'm okay with that. It gives me a sense of reassurance that my mom is okay and that she's out there and that she's just enjoying her life in a different aspect or a different universe. It's something for me to like believe in and look forward to. And when I say look forward to, I mean in the sense that I know that one day when I need my mom, or my mom wants to say something to me, or like say something to me, or just be there for me, she will, and I can expect it, you know? And that gives me hope, and it really makes me happy knowing that although I can't see her physically, I know that she's there in a butterfly form or whatever it be, and I just think that's beautiful. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. If you are still watching, I thank you so much. I'm so glad that you stayed for my full video, my full story time, hearing my experiences and my stories. If you've ever experienced anything like this, any sort of signs, anything like that, I definitely want to hear your story. I want to hear your experience, so please make sure you comment them down below. And if you don't feel comfortable commenting down below, you can send me a DM on Instagram and let me know, and I'd be happy to read them and get back to you. Please make sure you subscribe to me below and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, and Mom, I love you so much.